Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. We welcome you to our online teaching academy, Ekaleva. Today we are going to read a poem, This Summer Day. It was written by Mary Oliver. She was an American poet. She was born on September 10, 1935. She had written many books. Her notable works were No Voyage and Other Poems, American Primitive, The Night Traveler. She had received National Book Award and she died on 17 January 2019 and she had written this poem This Summer Day. It is a very beautiful and thoughtful poem. Let me tell you the gist of this poem. In the first part of this poem, the poet addresses the reader and herself with a series of questions about life. She wonders who created the world, the black bear, and the grasshopper. Obviously, the answer is God, right? And then later she is interested in the moment of a creature and she spent the actions of the grasshopper. And this is the way she chose to spend her time observing the way that another, just equally an interesting and valuable part of nature, chooses to spend their time. And then in the second part of the poem, she addresses her own life and she talks about her life. And then she is addressing the reader, asking them to consider what their plans are on and how to live out their own life. And the main theme is applied in this poem is the purpose of life, beauty, and nature. The structure of the poem, The Summer Day, it is a 19-line poem that is contained with a single stanza of text. The lines do not follow a specific rhyme scheme or any pattern over there, and shortest has four words and longer stretches to 11. And then the poem is written in free verse. There are so many examples for rhyme. For instance, the half rhyme in the words too, soon, and do, and lines of 17 and 18. Shall we read the poem? Yes. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper I mean, the one who has flung herself out to the grass, the one who's eating sugar out of my hand. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand. The first question, who made the world? So it surprised the reader because the answer should be obviously God only, right? Who made the world? Who created the world? Yes, God. Who made the swan and the black bear? Now there is a comparison. Now there is a comparison. Why? Because they are polar opposites as well as in color, as well as nature and symbolic elements, as well as the swan inhabits in water, bear will inhabit in earth. And then she's including everything in the two opposites in nature with the question. And then third question she's asking, who made the grasshopper? Who made the grasshopper? And it is she's bringing the character of the grasshopper which is observed in unusual attention. This grasshopper I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass. So the poet uses the grasshopper as a warning to the reader to pay attention to nature, not to take even small grasshoppers for granted. And then she refers to the grasshopper as herself, which is personification and suggests an equality in value between the speaker as well as the grasshopper. And then And then she spends the following lines describing the grasshopper, how she moves through the world and eats sugar out of her hand. The speaker is observing the creature closely, noting everything that grasshopper does. Who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. So, what happened? The poet describes a grasshopper eyes as enormous and complicated. It relates to the enormity and complexity of questions of origin and creation. And then it seeks to emphasize the vastness of creation by focusing on the complexity of one part of a single small insect. Shall we read again? Yes. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with the enormous and complicated eyes. So, here in this is a very beautiful poem, and the poet asks the question, who made the world, the swan and the black bear? And this is one of the deepest and most important questions at the heart of many of the people, right? And then she wonders over who created the world, the black bear and the grasshopper. And then she is interested at the moment of the grasshopper. And then she spends the next lines detailing its action, the grasshopper actions. And then she chose to spend her time observing the way the other equally interesting and valuable part of nature, and she spent the time with that. Yes, yeah. And then she was going on asking the question till she doesn't expect to receive an answers to them, but they help them to set the lines that follow. She is concerned with who made the world and the swan and the black bear. This is one of the deepest and most important questions at the heart of many people, right? And after this, just the poet is giving lot of transitions about this grasshopper and then her focus on this small insect. And then she spends the following lines describing the grasshopper, how she moves through the world and eats sugar out of her hand. And then the speaker is observing this creature so closely and noting everything what the grasshopper does. And then next line, it describes the grasshopper eyes as enormous and complicated. And this relates back to the enormity and complexity of questions of origin as well as creation. And she is also seeking to emphasize the creation by focusing on one part of a single small insect. So the alliteration words here, black bear, alliteration. Okay, children, have you understood? Yes. Shri Guru Namaha, children. Thank you.